Hi everybody. Okay, so I'm back with another K-drama to see. Have you already seen it? And if not, is this something that you would check out? So before we get into this video, you already know the drill. Like this video, follow me for more, and share this with someone you know that would be into K-dramas and would potentially check it out. Okay, so let's get into it. The name of today's K-drama is called The King, Eternal Monarch. Now, in this K-drama, there is this really old bamboo flute. I can't pronounce it, but I'm going to put the word on the screen for you. And it's said to have powers to open a portal for different times, to open portals to other worlds. This flute has been in the possession of the royal family that is in charge or in command for the Kingdom of Korea. Now, in this world, Korea has remained a monarchy and it was never divided into the North and the South. Now, this story starts or takes place, the first story takes place in 1994 when the Imperial Prince essentially stages a coup to kind of remove his brother from the throne. Now, in trying to, take the throne from his brother, he ends up unaliving his brother and attempting to steal the flute. At this moment, his young nephew comes in, sees this, and cuts the flute. Now, after this happens, his uncle actually lunges forward and tries to unalive him as well. Before this imperial prince is able to unalive this young boy, a figure appears dressed in all black and starts shooting. The imperial prince ends up getting wounded and he kind of leaves. And as he does, this mysterious figure turns to the little crown prince and kneels to him. Just as he's getting up to leave, he drops something and the little crown prince picks it up. Now, this item that he's actually dropped is a police ID dated in 2019 and it belongs to a female lieutenant. Now, 25 years, this little crown prince has grown up and he's still looking for that mysterious woman, he believes, that saved him that night. And this crown prince's name is Gon. Some time obviously has passed since the coup, and it seems that they have found his uncle's body. His uncle's name is Irim, and so he's essentially been announced as deceased. But what we learned is this imperial prince Eden never died. He actually wobbled or waddled his way through one of the portals that he found. He finds himself amazed that the stories are true, and he travels through time through this portal. And where he finds himself is the Republic of Korea, which would be today's modern South Korea. Shortly after entering or traveling through the portal, he meets a man that has the exact same face as his brother, whom he recalls having just unalived in the other world. Now, it seems that our imperial prince is a lot smarter than people are trying to give him credit for, because after discovering this man with the same face as his brother, what he ends up doing is he unalives that brother, he unalives the entire family, including the 8-year-old nephew that he had just attempted to kill in the parallel world, and he also finds himself in this parallel universe where he is actually disabled and confined to a chair. He unalives himself in that world and sends that body back through the portal, which is how they found it and declared he was deceased. Now, the only person in this parallel universe that he keeps alive is his brother's wife or his nephew's mom, and he keeps her alive in a way to help him kind of take care of all the things that he needs taken care of. Now, of course, the wife is not happy about this because her entire family has just been unalived in front of her, and she attempts to unalive herself multiple times. We end up seeing this imperial prince, Eden, traveling back and forth between the two worlds, and he's essentially trying to create an imperial army. And so he kind of sells it to them that there's this other version of themselves through the portal. And so because this piques their interest, they're really curious to see what this other version of themselves is or looks like. And so, of course, they join. He essentially starts smuggling them into the other world, and then blackmails them into finding their counterparts or their identical and unaliving them to take that person's life. All the while, despite the fact that 25 years has passed, we kind of notice that this uncle hasn't aged. He still looks the same as he did back in 1994 when he was plotting this coup. What we're seeing is that Egon eventually finds himself in that same forest between the obelisks where his uncle had traveled, and he goes through the portal, and he also finds himself in the Republic of Korea. The first person that he encounters upon, traveling through this portal is the woman that he's been looking for 25 years, and he's generally ecstatic to meet her, see her, and everything. She has no idea who he is. Keep in mind that because his uncle was building this army, but when his uncle first arrived, he had unalived his entire family. That means that our actual king, Egon, does not have a parallel in this universe, which means he doesn't have an identity to take over because he never grew past 8 in this other world. And so this lieutenant, the female lieutenant that he's been looking for, has no choice but to put him in jail because, sir, who are you? Now, after a while, Taylor starts to notice that a lot of things are just strange and makes no sense, and she kind of takes a chance on what Gon is saying. And after a while, he's kind of able to persuade her to come with him through that portal back to his world. What ends up happening is Egon starts to realize that it couldn't possibly be Teo that saved him because she doesn't seem to recall anything. And so that leads him to believe that someone else who had her ID card traveled through this portal and dropped her ID somewhere that he could find it. You really just have to watch it to kind of find out who was it that saved him when he was a young boy. Does he ever end up running into his actual uncle? Is the woman that's in front of him now that he's been seeking this entire time, does she have like a relation in any of this? So if you've seen this K drama, definitely let me know in the comments how you felt about it. And if you haven't, definitely let me know if this is something that you would check out. But as always, thank you so much for watching. K, thanks. Bye.